Welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at something very small and very simple, and that is the compact, fully automatic sugarcane farm. Now I'm sure you can all assume what's going to be happening here. When a piece of sugarcane grows, it will get harvested and put into a bunch of hoppers so you can pick them up later. Now if you weren't going to be building this in survival mode, I would highly suggest putting it in the spawn chunks. If you don't know what those are, then there's an excellent video by King Happy that you can check out. I'll put an annotation on the screen, but basically what it means is your farm will be constantly loaded, so it will constantly produce sugarcane, and you'll have loads and loads of the stuff. Now another great thing about this design is that it is completely expandable, and I will get onto that in a little bit. I've got a fun little demonstration for you, so I'm sure you'll like that one, but here is just the standard size one. It's not the biggest it can be. You can see this redstone could stretch out as far as it goes, and you just saw it in working order, which is excellent. Essentially what happens is, when you place down a piece of sugarcane, it will get harvested and then put into these hoppers down here, which will then flow into your chest so you can pick it up. Now you can see we've already got a decent amount in our chest. It's not particularly slow, even if it's something this size, but let's face it, you want something a little bit bigger than this. And for that reason, I have designed this. This is a giant version of the original sugarcane farm. Absolutely huge, very impractical, pretty much impossible to build in survival unless you're absolutely mental. Yes, I am looking at you, ZipCrowd server, because if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be you guys. But I think it's safe to say that this thing is pretty ridiculous. It will fill up a double chest well within the hour. You're going to have sugarcane for days if you ever got round to building this. But having said all of that, this uses exactly the same design as you saw in the beginning, which is very simple, it's very easy to build, so technically speaking, this is quite an easy build. It's just been scaled up to the maximum. So I think it would be fairly criminal of me not to show you how fast this is filling up the chest, so let's go down to this bottom one here. And you can see that it's about as fast as the hoppers will do it. In fact, I think we've probably got a bit of a backup up here. Yes, we do. There we go. This is just all filling up. The system is not able to handle as much sugarcane as this is producing. It's a pretty ridiculous mechanism. Now obviously there will be a world download for this world in the description below, as well as the one module sugarcane farm that you saw at the beginning. That will also be as a world download in the description in case you can't be bothered to build it. But now that we've got through all that, we're going to go back to basics and crack on with the tutorial for the original sugarcane farm. So you want to get things started with a 4 by however long area that you want. Obviously this can only be expanded up to 15 blocks in length, but we'll get onto that in a couple of seconds. So you want to count in 3 blocks and then place blocks along like this. Now I am going to be using sand because I just think it looks a lot nicer. That is it. You can use dirt if you want to, in which case you don't need these blocks here. And then you want to place a block like this and run hoppers all the way along into that block there. Now these are very important because these will catch the sugarcane, because everyone knows that when things interact with transparent blocks these days, they fly everywhere, and the hoppers seem to do a pretty good job at catching them in midair, which is really useful, but I know it is quite expensive. Now you're going to be placing a block here and a block on the other end like this, and then just carry this round all the way like that to make a little pool, and then you're just going to place your water inside. Now it doesn't have to flow anywhere. I prefer the look of a still water stream. Then behind all of your sand or dirt, you just want to place a line of blocks and then a line of regular pistons like this. Obviously this is where your sugarcane is going to go. So now I'm going to do a little bit of decorating. You know what I'm like, just using the stone half slabs and things like that, just to make it look a lot nicer, because you know, you might as well. Now for your bud switch, you want to go to this end here, place a regular piston facing upwards with a block of sand on top, then a furnace with your 23 useless items in it. I'm going to be using diamonds just because I can, and then you just want to place a block here, a comparator running out like that, and then a block up like this, 2 pieces of redstone dust here and here with a block here, repeater, and then redstone running all the way down up to the end of all your pistons there. And finally, for the finishing touches, you want to place your sugarcane all the way across like this, and then iron bars or glass panes running along like that. That will stop, or at least help to prevent your items flying everywhere, and this is really, really useful. So we're going to force test this one. If you place down our sugarcane, you should see that it will end up in this hopper down here. As you saw there, it does sort of fly about, but this hopper managed to catch it somehow, and that seems to be the story behind all of this. You can see that even though that fell down there, one of these hoppers managed to catch it, and you should see that it will be in this hopper down here. It really is weird. So there we have it, folks. You have managed to build yourself a small and simple sugarcane farm. It wasn't quite up to the scale of mine, I have to admit, but it's still pretty cool and you did a good job. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was a blast making it, and if you did enjoy it, please remember to hit that like button. If you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys.